Hey everybody, and welcome back to Galactic Reviews. I'm Payson, and Andrew, Zach, and Jack are with me today. And we reviewed the movie Watchmen, and this is the review. We had all just watched it, and time for the questions. All right, everybody ready?
See.
Yep.
Okay. Question 1. What year was the Minutemen founded? All right, you guys good? You guys got
I
answers?
think so.
All right. Andrew, we will start with you.
1964.
All right, Zach.
Now you got me contradicting myself, Andrew. 1960.
All right, and Jack.
1939.
Jack, you were very close. It was 1940. Yeah.
No.
Originally, I was going to say
Yeah.
38, but then Andrew said 60 because I know they mentioned what the Watchmen started in 60.
I had no idea.
Yes,
Yeah,
but this was the Minutemen. And it's easy
Yeah.
to know.
And I know, and the only reason I knew it was because her mother, Jupiter, said that the thing happened 40 years ago. So math, I was going to say like 38.
Okay.
And then he said 60 and I got confused. It was a whole thing in my head.
Okay. Well, the banner underneath it says 1940, which I assume is the founding date. And you know that that's roughly when they got founded because right after that is World War II, and you get the plane with Silk Spectre on the side. So,
Hmm.
all right. Question number 2. Name 4 of the 8 members of the Minutemen. And as a hint, 3 of the members are the same as the members of the Watchmen. Like same name. One of them's the same person. So if that helps, that gives you 3. You just got to think of the 4th. Zach, we will start with you.
Okay. We have the comedian,
Yep.
Jupiter.
That's 2.
Is it Owl? Or do I have to give the full name?
No, I gave you Jupiter. So
Oh, well,
Owl's
okay.
3.
No, you got a point. And then the Silk Spectre?
Okay.
Is that, or is it just Spectre?
I don't know
I
how to
can't
say this
remember
to
their
you.
full names.
Okay, well, Jupiter is Silk Spectre.
Or I can...
So give me
Oh,
another
that
4th.
is? Shoot.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. Is it Noose? No. I can't remember
I
his
know
name.
who you're talking
Shoot.
about, but I know which one you're thinking of. So
I can think of 2, but I can't
I only
figure
need
out
one
their
more.
names.
I only need one
Shoot.
more.
No, I know.
You want me to let you think about it?
Yeah, and if they say a name that I recognize, I'll just let it pass. But
Okay. All right, Jack, name 4.
All right, so you got the comedian,
Yep.
Mothman,
Yep.
Dollar Bill, and Hooded Justice.
Hooded Justice is the 4th. Hooded Justice is a 4th. Andrew,
I
you're
got
4.
I got Night Owl,
Yep.
Silk Spectre, Dr. Manhattan, and
Dr. Manhattan is not one of them.
oh well.
Just gonna tell you that right now. That's the
the
Watchmen.
original.
The
yeah.
Minutemen. The old guys.
That's my answer stands.
All right. So for you, Andrew, I got Night Owl, Silk Spectre, Dr.
Comedian.
Manhattan, and
Comedian was gonna be my 4th one.
okay, comedian was going to be your 4th. Well,
Yeah.
since Dr. Manhattan is not one of those,
Yeah.
I cannot take it.
That's fair.
And I'll just not take the point too because as soon as he named 2 of those, he named one of the 2 that I was thinking of.
Yeah. Hooded Justice was the one with the noose.
That's what it was.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go
Okay.
ahead and name all 4. I'm going to name all 8 members. Night Owl, Comedian, Silk
Yeah.
Spectre, Hooded Justice, Mothman, Dollar Bill, Captain Metropolis, and Silhouette.
I was trying to think of Mothman, and I couldn't for the life of me
Yeah.
I just totally wasn't paying attention to the old guys.
because he just
really wasn't.
Well, I
didn't look like
mean-
a moth to me.
Yeah. Question number 3. What is the full name of Dr. Manhattan? Actually, no. Let's just go with name.
Do you mean
Like
his
the
actual
first name?
Like his actual name. Like before he got turned into the giant blue Smurf that can do anything. You don't have to give full name. Just first name is fine if that's all you can remember, because they say that
Okay.
one all the time. Okay, Jack. We'll start with you.
All guys, Billy.
All you got is Billy.
Billy.
All right. Andrew.
John?
All right, and Zach.
I thought it was John as well. I could be completely wrong.
Okay, well, Zach and Andrew, you guys both got it. It was John. His full name is John Osterman.
Oh, I thought about the actor.
Question number 4. Who threw the comedian out the window? All right, Andrew, your
Yes.
answer.
Veit, Veidt, as I think it was, but if that's wrong, it's Adrian is his name.
All right, Zach.
Shoot. Now you got me. Every time someone gives an answer, I always contradict myself, and it's a real problem. For some reason, all I could think of was Osmandus. Is that how you pronounce his name?
All right, and Jack.
I was gonna say Jupiter.
Jupiter. All right. Well, the name is Andrew and Zach both got it right. It is Adrian Veidt, or his superhero name is Ozymandias. In the hallway section where Rorschach is going to see Dr. Manhattan at the beginning of the film to talk to him about somebody possibly wanting to kill him, what does Rorschach say Ozymandias might possibly be? Zach, do you have an answer? You're shaking your head no, but I don't hear anything verbally.
Because I'm trying to think. I can't even picture this scene in my head. That's how bad this is.
Okay, he's breaking into the warehouse. Remember that one?
Yeah,
Where he's
but I'm
breaking
trying
into
to
that
think.
warehouse, and he's just walking down the hallway. It's when he's walking down the hallway he mutters this. If that helps.
Oh, so he's not even too.
He's not even at Manhattan yet. He's still walking down the
Oh.
hallway after he broke in through the door. I thought I said it clearly enough. This is
Okay.
my bad. I'm turning into Wyatt with these questions.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Was that better than Wyatt?
It was my stupidity that didn't comprehend. I'm gonna go with I thought this would be harder, and that's gonna be my answer.
Okay. Jack.
I really don't know.
All right, and Andrew.
Was it Tricky Dicky referring to Richard Nixon?
None of you guys got this correct. Zach, what did you say again?
I said I thought it would have been harder to break in.
That would actually kind of make more sense. But no, he said Ozymandias might possibly be a homosexual. I thought that was hilarious.
That's right.
He was like, Ozymandias, a possible homosexual.
What you could have said is
You need to investigate further.
while he was doing his narration for his in his journal, you
Okay.
could have asked the question as what was the journal entry in the beginning beginning when he was going to. I'm
right.
not saying I would have still gotten it right, but
All right, I'll remember that. I'll remember for that part. Okay, so question 6: where does John go after he is ambushed by questions of giving people cancer on a talk show?
one question I wanted to know: where did he send all those people?
In the comics, I believe it says he sent them all home.
Okay. But the real problem there is, how do you know where they lived?
Or he sent them outside somewhere. Either way, I believe in the
Okay.
comic it also states that he gave a few of them heart attacks because they went from one place to another, and so that kind of gave him a heart attack.
Which kind of
but-
makes sense since
But-
shoot.
But considering that they were all trampling him with questions, not giving him a word in edgewise,
Yeah,
and
but
giving him no space,
also
considering
making
that he had
sense-
just figured it out that like
Since
few people had
since
died or
Guys,
getting cancer.
Laura always got sick right afterwards in the first place.
I thought he exploded them.
Oh no!
I thought he
I thought he
disintegrated them.
exploded.
No, they didn't show it in the movie, but in the comic, he actually just teleports him either, I believe it's out somewhere, like outside the place, or a few blocks away, something of that vicinity.
I
But-
thought he disintegrated him, and that's why it was such a big deal.
All right, Jack.
Wasn't it on top of a roof?
All right, Andrew
Mars.
and Zach.
Mars.
All right, Andrew and Zach got it correct. It is Mars. Right after that, he just went to Mars, and that was the whole. It's fine, Jack. You don't get a
Because they were
punishment.
like, we can't find his signature on Earth anywhere.
Yeah. All right. Question 7. What does the second night owl call his owl ship? All right. Andrew, we will start with you.
Archie, or for short for Archimedes.
All right. And Zach
Archimedes.
and Jack.
Archimedes.
You guys all got it correct. It was Archimedes or Archie.
Good old Archimedes.
All right. Question 8. What is the purpose of the Doomsday Clock? Zach, we will start with you.
Okay. It's nuclear war.
All right. Jack
Nuclear war.
and Andrew.
So the way this works is that midnight represents nuclear fallout or nuclear war via the USSR or America, depending who shoots first. But the closer they are to midnight is the closer they are, based on what the scientists and the economists and these statisticians say they are to nuclear fallout.
But how do they know that? Well, they don't even
Okay.
the clock doesn't even work naturally.
Based on the
They just-
political
They
climate.
just do it themselves. So
All
what
right.
if someone purposefully put it to midnight, just as a joke? What would happen then?
They would get fired. That'd be so funny. Oh my goodness.
Trying to get the bunkers.
I don't think anyone would, but imagine if someone did.
All right. Well, all you guys got it correct. Andrew was the most accurate with his description.
I was gonna ask
it is-
afterwards if you wanted to be specific or not.
No,
but
nuclear war was fine. It was, but yes, it does describe. It does show, and it is a representation of nuclear war between the USA and the USSR. All right. Question 9. I'm not expecting a whole bunch of anything from this. This one's just for fun. So, name 3 of the descriptions Rorschach gives of the Minutemen / or Watchmen that quit in his monologue for his journal at the beginning of the walk. I've already given you one.
why they quit?
No, just name 3 of the descriptions that he gives during his monologue as he walks in to go see Dr. Manhattan. During that whole scene where
Oh,
I told you about the previous one, That can count as
Yeah.
one of them. I need. Actually, no, let's just make it 2. Give you 1. I'll take 2. This makes Rorschach the Kronk, in my opinion.
No, 100%.
100%.
Rorschach is the Kronk in this movie. Comedian is a close second.
Not even close, I'll be honest.
All right. We will start out with you, Jack.
Well, I remember Osmodeus being a possible homosexual
Yeah, that's one.
for the investigation. I know he said something about Jupiter. What was it?
All right. If you think of it, we'll come back to you. All right, Andrew.
He said some very promiscuous things about the old lady Jupiter, that were not very family-friendly actions. But Owlman was taken to the insane asylum. He went crazy.
Owlman.
Not Owlman, sorry, Mothman.
Okay.
Okay. I was confused for a moment.
Yeah, you had me worried there.
The Silk Spectre was wasting away as a fat, sexually active woman. And the Mothman got carted away to the insane asylum.
I'm laughing because I have the answer right here, and I know what you're talking about.
I was gonna ask that because that was gonna be one of my answers, and I was gonna ask how you wanted me to word this.
Did I do good, Payson? Did I word that well?
Yeah, I'll take that wording. Zach,
Uh,
I mean, you already know one, so
yeah, we have Osmodeus. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Ozymandias, who cares?
Ozymandias. I just merged the two names. Whatever.
Ozzy,
Ozymandias, a possible homosexual, and then Jupiter is promiscuous.
Okay, I will take that.
Ha.
And Jack,
I got nothing.
you got nothing. You don't want to take a stab at it?
No.
All
Didn't
right.
one of them die or commit suicide?
Okay, you want me to stout out the list I have here? It's very funny. Some of
Go
these
ahead.
are funny. Okay, the first Night Owl runs an auto repair shop. The first Silk Spectre is a bloated, aging whore dying in a California resort. Dollar Bill got his cape stuck in a revolving door where he got gunned down. Silhouette was murdered, a victim of her own indecent lifestyle. Mothman is in an asylum in Maine. Night Owl, the second Night Owl, is a flabby failure who sits whimpering in his basement. And Ozymandias is a possible homosexual, must investigate further.
Because didn't they bring that up again later on?
About him being a possible homosexual?
Yeah.
I believe they might have.
I think they did.
All right, well, can I go ahead and get the tally points for each person?
Yeah.
Did you count, Zach?
Yeah. I counted.
All right, Andrew says with his hand raised, he's got 5. Jack, what did you get?
So for the first question, did you count me or no?
For the first question?
39.
39. You were close enough. I'm going to go ahead and give that one to you.
Then 4.
Okay. And Zach?
I believe I had 5 as well. So no
And
matter how we
Andrew-
look at it, Andrew and I tied.
Oh, that's not good. Okay. Okay, I want a tie break here. Let me think of a good one.
Well, first off, what is this punishment? Can we possibly both do it? Or do you only want one?
I mean, I would like to have only one because the punishment is
Okay.
for the first, I don't know, I'm going to say 10 to 20 minutes of the talk, the person has to speak like Rorschach.
Dude, I thought
I
it was
gotta think.
Bale for a second there. I legitimately.
Really?
I was like, that's the Batman voice. Not like for a split second in the very beginning. As soon as he started talking, I'm like, wait, that's Batman.
Okay, what is the symbol on Dr. Manhattan's head represent.
Did they say it?
No, but it's basic geometry. Or not basic, it's basic chemistry.
Okay.
Chemistry? Oh, shoot. You don't understand how bad I fail in chemistry.
Okay, but I think you should know this, Zach.
Nah, I think I got it.
I'm going to start with Zach.
Yes, they're like.
Oh, all right. You know what? I'll give it a shot. So originally,
And I gave you a hint. It is
until you
chemistry.
gave me until you gave me that hint, I was gonna say a third eye because
Okay.
that would make sense in my head.
Yeah.
But now thinking about it, all I can think of is an atom, and I know that's still probably wrong, but
All right. And Andrew,
Hydrogen molecule.
that is correct. That is the
I don't
symbol.
even know what a hydrogen molecule looks like.
Well, you were close
Google.
with an atom.
Hydrogen is the atomic number 1. It's got
Yep.
one. It's got one.
One proton and one electron. Yeah. So, Zach, you are the loser. And to
Hold on.
restate what the punishment is, you will be talking like Rorschach. You're going to talk for 15 minutes. So, whenever you start talking, from then till the end of that is when your timer ends. So you gotta start talking in order for it to.
Okay.
All right. So, Andrew,
Yes.
this was your first time seeing this movie.
Yes, it was.
Zach, I believe you said that you had seen it before, and Jack, you said you've seen it before. I'm assuming because you have it. So.
I had the movie as well, surprisingly. I didn't realize that until halfway through the movie.
I did not know anything about the movie, anything about how it was made, what it was like. I knew zero about the movie except I knew it was like a little bit more of an adult superhero film. It's about all I knew.
Okay.
And I saw that it was 3.5 hours long, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, "Here we go. This is gonna be a long ride." And then like 10 minutes in, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be good." And then 2.5 hours in, I was like, man, it's almost over. It was somehow a slow burn and a fast-paced movie at the same time, because the overarching plot took the whole 3.5 hours to fully flesh out, but there were so many side plots and like character development and just action in the movie that it just kept the pace up the whole time without me feeling how long it was.
Yeah, it's one of those long movies that you don't realize how long it is, except looking at it subjectively. But once you're sucked in, you are sucked in for the whole 3 hours, and you forget that how long you've been there, and it's just an amazing movie.
Until my video crashes an hour and a half into it, and I realized, shoot, I got an hour and a half more.
I love Rorschach, favorite character.
Well, that's the thing. When Alan Moore made the comic, Rorschach wasn't intended to be a character that was loved. Like, you're not supposed to love this character.
Yeah, but
he's like the dark epitome of
Anti-hero.
Yeah, essentially. And I will get into further some discrepancies between the movie and comic book. I believe I'm the only one that has read it, and I don't remember it as well as I wish I did. Anything else, Andrew?
I like Rorschach. I like Jeffrey Dean Morgan as an actor, the comedian.
Yeah.
I saw his name in the title sequence, and I was like, oh, sweet. And then I was sad when it was only a little bit, and that he was also a very hated character, and I was like, oh, he plays hated characters well. I don't know. I really like Rorschach. As violent as he was, I really I think one of my favorite lines in the movie was it was totally cliche, and I thought of it before he said it.
Oh, he's a possible homosexual?
No. One where he was like, I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me. And I was like, I saw that coming, but yes.
I forgot because looking at when the movie came out in 2009, thinking about it now, I remember hearing a lot of quotes from this movie in day-to-day life.
Yeah.
From Rorschach.
Yeah.
One thing that threw me for a loop was the Richard Nixon reelected for a third term. I was like, hold up.
Yeah, that's the only part that seems out of place because they had already put in place that you couldn't be elected for more than 2 terms. And I believe they did that right after FDR was in for a 4th term. And then he was completely and then he died I think maybe like a couple months into his 4th term. Like it wasn't long into his 4th term, and then I believe it was either Woodrow Wilson, I believe, that came in for presidency after that.
It was Woodrow.
So, yeah, that's the only part that really doesn't make much sense because they already had in place the 2-year term limit for presidents. Now, it could have been possible that they decided that they didn't need one.
If we're at war at the time, then you can go in for a 3rd term.
Yeah. Which, I mean, there are probably cases like that's probably
Which
one of the cases.
That was probably the case of they were using.
Yeah, it's
Well,
possible.
it was just in a separate world where, like,
I don't know.
I don't know. I totally forgot about that clause. It could have well been.
Zach, what did you think about the movie? And your timer starts now.
Zach's log, November 15th, 2020. Today I finished watching Watchmen, and stuff happened. All right. So, the movie.
Just try your best, man. This is funny. This is the thing
It's
about the
me
punishment.
falling in and out of the character. That's what's killing me on the inside.
It's funny, man. Just gonna keep doing
This all
it.
has to stay in. It's going to kill me to watch it, but it has to stay in.
It will. Your dad will think it's hilarious. Watchmen. What else did you like? What character did you like the best?
Myself. Is that an answer?
Yeah, I guess it can be.
I liked.
Rorschach needs a coffee shop.
Hey, Andrew. Rorsach's law.
I need some cough syrup. Maybe put some blood in there or something. Make it go down easier.
I'm laughing too much for this.
No, my favorite character was Rorsach. I think my favorite scene was when he was killed the midget.
We didn't even get to actually see that though. It was just a bathroom door going in and walk out.
No, that was my favorite part though. Was the door.
I love it how he was like,
him just-
I'm gonna use the men's restroom. And then he walks in and you see it from like the other two people's perspectives.
Yeah.
You're just sitting here watching the door, you see the midget. The
And
midget
him just slowly getting
shuts the door
closer.
down, and then the toilet flush, and then he walks out.
That might not be politically correct, but was his name Mr. Biggs?
No, big figure.
Nah, same thing.
Yeah, big figure. Yeah.
Another.
At least he was a mob boss with a sense of humor.
Calls himself big figure.
A man of short stature. I hate myself.
This would be something Rorschach would say. For Mr. Big Figure, the sky was the limit, as long as he had a step stool.
That was. It made sense that they need that many people to capture him, because just nobody could touch him otherwise.
Yeah, he took out like 5 SWAT people that went in there with full body armor, tack gear.
Dude, if you can't shoot them, light them on fire.
So Zach, did you like What else did you like? Like the filmography, the cinematography. I believe there was some CGI moments in there.
Yeah.
The button was
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Honestly, the it was well shot and planned out.
yeah.
This is really hard to stay focused like this. Um, Gosh. This is one of these punishments that I hate, but I love it at the same time.
Overall, I really did like the movie. I believe the heroes in it are a little bit more realistic, other than Dr. Manhattan, of course. But like Rorschach was a very relatable anti/hero because he wasn't a true anti-hero, in my opinion.
I'll say he was a hero, and then he got on his first case, and then he just was no longer. He was more like
he
a
slowly made
mercenary.
that downgrade
To me, he was like a mercenary.
because he was probably the best
Yeah.
character in that entire movie.
Yeah, he started out very green, and he even says that in the thing. It's just until he sees some of the horrible crimes, like the one that he saw, that we all see him talk with the psychiatrist about.
I
It's
think
not
that has to
until
be one of
then.
my favorite things. And honestly, the best way that they could describe Rorschach was
Yeah.
every time they're like, "Just what do you see in this picture?" And then you see his a brief backstory
Dude,
for that picture.
he kicked butt as a kid.
Yeah.
I was
Honestly,
not expecting I was expecting him to go off on those kids. I was expecting him to beat him up. But the fact that he bit out a cheek.
no, that dude doesn't have an ear anymore.
No.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. At some point, I think that in that instance, he was probably fed up with it because this is probably something he got all the time.
No, he was just hungry. He didn't. His mom didn't feed him that day. Like several
Any
other
other
days.
day.
He was just
Yeah.
particularly hungry that day. So the desire for food and the desire for revenge kind of like combined in that one.
Yeah.
Dude. And also, that really resonates when his mom says that she wished she had the abortion. Dude, that really
For a
hurts.
brief moment in my head, I don't know why, but I thought that was
Dude, this film could not be
Jupiter,
made.
and I
Yeah,
don't
no.
know why.
It's because of how they framed it. It's because whenever you saw
Yes, I know.
Jupiter in the argument, she was
Yeah.
arguing for frame, and
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I know it was how they framed it, but for just a brief moment, I'm like, oh, that would be cool. And then I'm like, wait, that's not how that works.
Yeah, no.
That would make Rorschach and
Silk Spectre.
Laura.
Yeah.
Is it Laura
Lori.
or
Lori.
Lori?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
see, I was expecting it to be a little bit more gorier.
Okay, well, in that scene, it actually is a lot gorier in the comic book. So in the comic book, what he does is he gets real mad, handcuffs him like he does in the other one. He handcuffs. I believe he does handcuff him to the boiler or whatever, the furnace.
Oh, yeah.
And what he does is he increasingly gets mad like he does in the film. However, instead of grabbing the hatchet and chucking it and killing him with it, like on the top of the head, what he ends up doing is he ends up grabbing kerosene, spraying it all over the house, and puts down the hatchet next to the guy and then says, "I'm giving you a way out," and lights the house on fire. And in the comic book, when the doctor asks, "Did you ever see him again?" and he says, "I never saw him get out."
I thought it'd be a little bit more gorier, especially after 300.
Yeah.
But
I mean-
overall, I still liked it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you did see like a bunch of people, like millions of people die.
True, but
I mean, I'm sure they didn't die.
Yeah.
They
But,
just
like,
got temporarily.
vaporized. Yeah. No, they
Yeah.
died. They died.
I thought they vaporized. I thought they got
Oh,
vaporized.
I thought we were talking about like when they were hand-to-hand combat,
No,
or at the
they
end of the
died.
movie when they detonated that nuclear war. Well, it wasn't a nuclear
The
warhead, but it
Manhattan
was.
warhead. I'm gonna call them the
Yeah.
Manhattan warheads.
I like that
no,
better.
they all died, and in the comics
they
it's
died.
actually different. In the comics, Viet actually creates these space creatures that look like giant squids, and has them go. I believe it's either into just New York or it's into different parts of the world, like it does in the movie. I don't remember, so don't quote me on this. But from what I can remember is that the squid went into New York and terrorized the city, and
Was
then
it the
blew
Kraken?
its. No, but it kind of looked like it. It looked like it, but it was just like weird colors. So it looked like an alien creature, entering the Earth from another dimension, and it came, terrorized the city, and blew itself up, and blew up the city with it.
Sounds like Cthulhu.
Why wouldn't you just make a bomb
And
if
then,
you were going to make this big creature
Yeah.
and then have it like suicide itself?
yeah,
Because Dr. Manhattan was part of the Cthulhu fan club.
yeah, which honestly,
All right.
but basically the Earth kind of in the comic it does the same purpose as it does in the thing, only in this case it's not Dr. Manhattan that they fear, it's other alien creatures that they fear, and so they're banding together to make sure that this doesn't happen again, and that's where the
Mhm.
whole peace and stuff comes from in the comics. Now in the movie it's a completely different thing with Dr. Manhattan and everything else happening.
Gotcha. I have a question. What was the point of the pirate story?
Pirate story.
I mean, it was entertaining, but
To
what,
make the movie longer.
That must have been the director's cut because I don't remember that part.
Yes, it's only the director's cut, by the way.
you didn't watch?
That is in the comic book, however.
Yeah,
In
no,
the comic book,
that's
it
only
does-
the director's cut.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, in the
now that I
comic
remember.
book,
Yeah.
it does go from the comic book that the guy is reading, and it does go from that to the comic book that we're reading. So it does
Yeah.
switch from
Yeah.
that in the regular comic book.
Yes.
Now it
Now that I
sounds like that's
remember,
what they're.
yes, that is only the director's cut.
Yeah,
And,
that sounds cool because
yeah.
that sounds very reminiscent to the comic book, which sounds exactly like
That
what
might
it
have-
is.
That might have been the only point for it then, and that's why it was only in the
Yeah.
director's cut. Payson, since you've seen Lord of the Rings recently,
Mhm.
would you say that this movie, since it's so long, is fluent like Lord of the Rings? Like there's no like still points or points you just lose interest in?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe it's more fluent, or just
Okay.
as fluent because of the way that it all just seems to go right back, and especially as soon as you get into the back half of it, it's just like chess
Mhm.
pieces that just get knocked down, or like dominoes that just go in a row that it was building up towards,
Mhm.
and you just see it all come crumbling down. So
Now I do have one question. Did the comedian know that that was his child?
yes,
He did?
because
Okay,
yeah.
that's what I thought from when
that's what he was
getting
trying to
angry.
say. Yeah, well, when he was getting angry at I forget his name, Miss Jupiter, Sally Jupiter.
Yeah.
He was actually in the comics. He actually says, I believe, I don't remember exactly, but I believe in the comics it doesn't go back to the house where she's getting mad at him for whatever reason. I believe in the comics it actually says, I couldn't see your daughter. Like, he actually almost says my, and when she's in the car, I believe he actually does say my when she's going through the flashback with Dr. Manhattan or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So that's how she figures it out. I believe in the thing. It's not due to that whole conversation where she just puts two and two together. She actually hears it
Yeah.
from comedian. So
All right. So tune in next week for our final and penultimate episode edition, volume, or whatever you want to call it, of
Chapter.
our chapter 3 of our Dark Knight trilogy. We'll be watching The Dark Knight Rises. We'll be doing our last video for that, our last trivia, our last punishment, and then leading up to a final punishment. Look forward to it. Get ready for it. like the video in advance, this one and next one. Do those two things. You'll be good. And we'll see you all next time.